What's up, guys? So today I wanted to talk a little bit about NASCAR. NASCAR is coming back on Sunday. I'm sure most of you already know that. But what I really want to talk about is how NASCAR is screwing up big time. I talked in an earlier video about how this was a golden opportunity for NASCAR to promote the sport and get people to watch. And I do believe that they're going to get high ratings, but they're still not going to get as many viewers as they could have gotten if they have actually tried to market this thing, which I don't really see much marketing. I don't know what these guys are thinking. Yesterday, I saw two commercials on Fox. I might have missed some commercials here and there. You guys can let me know, but honestly, today I've had the TV on Channel 5 since 3 o'clock this afternoon. I haven't seen one commercial, and I know it's a weekday, but what are these people thinking? You have this incredible opportunity that's being handed to you on a silver platter, and I don't see them doing anything. Even on ESPN or Fox Sports, I don't see anything about NASCAR. This is the only sporting event that is slated to come back anytime soon. Baseball's still talking. NBA, we don't know. Football's nowhere in sight, right? So why aren't we hearing more about NASCAR? Now, you and I know about what's happening, but we're fans. We follow this stuff. I'm concerned with the average person who most likely doesn't follow NASCAR at all, or people who watch ESPN, Fox Sports, follow sports, but aren't NASCAR fans. I watch ESPN, and it's the same bullshit every day, all fucking day. It's LeBron James, it's Tom Brady, or Michael Jordan. It's the same bullshit every day. These are 24-hour networks. You would think that at some point they could squeeze in something about NASCAR. Now, I will say that it's not really their responsibility. The biggest problem I have is NASCAR themselves. Why aren't there PR or marketing people on the phone with ESPN and Fox Sports and, coordinating with them and saying, hey, there's nothing on, we're coming back, let's have some NASCAR people on, let's talk about NASCAR, about the upcoming races, let's get people excited, let's even educate some of these viewers who are mostly made up of basketball and football fans. Right now is the biggest opportunity you have to reach people that aren't NASCAR fans. And I'm not saying you're going to get all of them. I'm not even saying you're going to keep the ones that you get to watch. But you have to try. For God's sake, I want to break the TV every day because I watch Stephen A. Smith screaming. I fucking hate this guy with a passion. He gets on my fucking nerves. Even my wife, who does not follow sports, every day she'll be like, aren't you tired of hearing this guy fucking scream? And about the same shit every day? Yes. Why am I watching? I don't know, man. Because I'm a sports fan and I'm desperate. There's nothing on. So if I'm putting up with this shit, I know I'm not the only one. Which, is a reminder that there's a huge opportunity here. I think Marty Smith is still on ESPN. Why don't you get him on the panel? I know that, Stephen A. Smith and these other guys don't follow NASCAR, don't know much about it. Get a couple of guys who are part of the sport on the panel. What the fuck? ESPN also has a lot of sponsors that also cross over to NASCAR. So there's a lot of interest here. I'm sure a lot of these sponsors would also like to watch NASCAR get promoted because it also benefits them. And even just for the one most basic reason of just having these guys talk about something else other than LeBron James and fucking Brady and the same. There's this group of maybe 5 or 6 athletes they just don't shut the fuck up about. And how much can you fucking talk about? We know everything there is to know about these fucking people. And they just continue with this shit. I don't know what their ratings are, but they can't be doing well. In either case, that's neither here nor there, but NASCAR is the one to blame. They're just sitting on their thumbs. Why aren't they promoting the shit out? They should be promoting this upcoming race like the Super Bowl. Okay? And because for all intents and purposes, the fact that there's nothing going on, there's nothing but replays on TV. On the weekends, you're watching football games from 20 years ago. That's how desperate things have gotten. There's nothing else. So you now have a major sporting event coming, and you're not promoting it? I am astounded. I thought by this point, we're less than a week away, that you'd be seeing some more and more promotion. Nowhere. Other than a few random commercials on Fox. If this was Bill France or Bill France Jr., this would never happen. They would have been all over this. The moment they knew they were coming back and they had a date, you would see commercials all the time. You would see on ESPN, Fox Sports, even on the radio, you would have people talking about this. I live in New York, okay? I don't know any other NASCAR fans here, right? I'm sort of on my own. This is a basketball, football, baseball town. But man, we do have a lot of sports talk here. You could have these, radio stations, have all these sports stations talk about NASCAR. Doesn't have to be all day, but can't you work in a half hour here, a half hour there? ESPN and Fox Sports alone, these are 24-hour-a-day sports networks. How fucking long can you talk about the same shit every day? There's no excuse that you can't have some NASCAR content in there. All you have to do is call ESPN. You're telling me that the top people at NASCAR can't make a few phone calls? Can't say, hey, do me a favor on this fucking First Take. Have a couple of our NASCAR people there. Get Marty Smith on there. Or we can send people to promote the upcoming races. And have people aware that, yeah, there's a big-time sporting event coming. There's nothing else to watch. Get excited. And take the opportunity to educate some of these people who don't know anything about NASCAR. Educate them on the sport. Okay? If that goes a long way to get people interested if they actually learn a little bit about the sport. Right now, the only people that are going to tune in are fans, NASCAR fans who are already fans, and people who just happen to be flipping the channel on Sunday. And they see the race on, they're like, oh shit, there's a fucking race. Let's watch. But some of these people may be under the impression that this is not a live race. If you're just flipping through channels, right now, if you see something sports related on TV, you're going to assume it's something from 1999 or 2004 because there's nothing but replays on. And you got to let people know that this is on, it's coming. Some of you may be asking yourselves, why are you so mad? You know the race is coming. Enjoy it. What do you care? Because I want to see NASCAR grow. I want to see it prosper. I want these sponsors to get their money's worth. Not because I care about fucking corporations, because I don't. But sponsors are the lifeblood of NASCAR. NASCAR is nothing without sponsors. So everything goes hand in hand. I want to see the ratings be as high as they can be. I want people to get excited. Because the better that NASCAR does and can grow and expand and include more people, the better it is for everybody. The sport is not as good as it was 15 years ago when it was at its highest peak. I want to see the stands filled. I want people to be able to make a living. Like people that live near the racetrack, these businesses. Everyone benefits when the sport, the popularity goes up. It benefits a lot of people. So I want to see NASCAR do well. And if you're a real fan, you want to see the same thing. You don't want to see the sport continue to go down this path because it's going to die. So it pisses me off when I watch a major corporate entity like NASCAR and they got their heads up their ass. Why aren't you promoting the shit out of this stuff? Why are you just sitting on your hands when you're never going to have the opportunity that you have in this time right now that we're all going through to get the most eyes on the sport, to get the most viewers, and to introduce the sport to brand new faces? You're never going to have as big of an opportunity as you do right now. Now, I made a video talking about this, a couple weeks ago, and I'm shocked to see how little promotion I've seen. What the fuck are these guys waiting for? Pick up a phone. And it's not just about ESPN and Fox Sports and all this stuff. Where are all the commercials? I mean, I've seen 2 or 3 commercials. We should be sick to death up to here with NASCAR promotion commercials right now. Nowhere in sight. And right now, it's prime time. You should be force-feeding some of these commercials in here on Fox. Again, Fox themselves. What the fuck? Don't you want? You're gonna broadcast this thing. Don't you want high ratings? I'm not a marketing expert, right? I do talk a lot about marketing when it comes to video games and all kinds of stuff. The subject of marketing comes up a lot with me because it does correlate with a lot of problems. And I'm not a marketing expert, but I can see, if I could see these problems, there's no reason why somebody at NASCAR can't be like, hey man, what are we doing here? We should be like, this thing should be like the next Super Bowl. We should be promoting the shit out of this. I don't know what's going on. But I'm just really flabbergasted, astounded by the lack of movement. Maybe there's shit going on that I'm not aware of. You guys could tell me, hey man, you're wrong. I'm seeing a lot of promotion. I'm watching commercials. And yeah, they talked a lot about it over here and over there. I don't see it. I really don't. And it's less than a week before we have a major race coming back. Like I said, the people running NASCAR from 20 years ago would never have allowed an opportunity like this to just go by and not take advantage of it. Am I wrong on this? Am I fucking imagining things? Am I fucking nuts? I don't get it. It's strange. It's just really strange. What are these people fucking doing? Not even on social media. I mean, the only people really on top of this stuff is the community. Because we follow this stuff. We're fans. I'm not worried about fans. I'm worried about people who don't give a fuck about NASCAR. Maybe you could get some of these people to watch. That's just half the battle right there. And then hopefully Fox Sports learned a lot from the XFL. The XFL, yeah, sadly, it's gone. It was a very short-lived thing, but I honestly think it was one of the best in terms of production sports that I've seen in a while. You know, you watch regular NFL football, it's pretty bland, it's pretty dull. You know, other than the game itself, it's really lifeless. The XFL tried a lot of things, and a lot of these things I thought were really impressive. And I really enjoyed watching these games on TV. And I think that anyone who's smart, right, if you are the NFL or any other sport, you would have to start thinking, you know what, maybe we should try to, in some way, to implement a lot of the things that these people were doing because it was interesting. Watching these games, if you guys have watched the XFL, for those of you who have, you know what I'm talking about. There was a level of intimacy as a viewer on TV that was I've never seen in another sporting event, where you had cameras everywhere. You could hear the players on the sidelines talking to each other, talking to the coaches, hearing the coaches talk to the quarterbacks, hearing the coordinator talking from up top, from the booth, talking to the quarterback and sending plays in. That's fucking awesome. Even the referees, listening to them talk, watching them make calls, and even the replay judge in the instant replay booth, live in real time, reviewing plays and having to explain to the audience what he's watching and what the rules are and how he's coming to his call live. Okay, there's nothing more transparent than that. As a viewer on TV, that's fantastic. And sometimes, yeah, you got the occasional F-bomb that landed on TV, but that's fucking awesome. As a viewer, I'm not saying that they should follow everything to a T, but man, there's a lot to learn from that. And I loved it. And I hope that, you know, you start seeing some of that trickle down into these presentation, into the production of these sporting events. And I think that NASCAR and Fox News, fucking forgive me, but Fox Sports and the presentation, I hope that they try some new things. Don't assume that the audience understands what they're watching. You want people to get engaged, to feel that intimacy that, like I talked about when like watching an XFL game, and feel like you're there, like you're part of the action. And you're not going to have crowds at these races, so you can hear everything. Let us, have a presentation that is sort of welcoming to new viewers. And yeah, some of that may be a little dull for like NASCAR fans, but I want to see new fans come and fall in love with the sport like I did. And if they don't understand what's going on, it's gonna hurt. So I'd like to see these guys promote this shit more and take advantage of the added viewership and think about how you're going to broadcast this. Don't just broadcast this like a normal race, because it's not. And be mindful that you're going to have a lot of people watching that don't fully get what's going on. And what I'd like to see is that they walk away maybe thinking, you know what, I always thought it's just a bunch of guys turning left, but there's a lot more to this. there's a lot more going on. And find it fascinating the way I do. That's my hope. But you can't get there if you don't fucking market this shit and if you don't get the production right. So that's really all I have to say about it. I am amazed. I don't know what's going on. Unless they're just going to kick it into gear with 2 or 3 days before the Sunday. It doesn't make sense to me. It just doesn't. They're just... It's like watching a train go by. And it's like... you know what? I'm not even... Whatever. I'm fucking done. What do you guys think? Do you agree with me on this missed opportunity? I think NASCAR is dropping the ball. Big time. We should all be seeing NASCAR this, NASCAR that. Every fucking where you turn. If you're watching channel Fox network, you should be seeing commercials all the time. If you watch ESPN, if you watch Fox Sports, you should be hearing a lot of NASCAR talk. It's the only fucking sport that's going to be happening anytime soon. Don't want to fucking hear anymore about LeBron James. I look forward to your comments. Later.